Good evening, Brisbane! Yeah. I bet you're feeling good tonight because tomorrow is a public holiday, so you have permission to drink all night. Except you kids. They're mine. And it's way past your bedtime. See, I'm clearly winging this mum gig. Talk about winging. I am learning how to fly aerobatic planes. Yeah, woo! These are cool. Next slide. And so, if you ever get the lucky chance of being my passenger, this is one of my better landings. So my name is Tran, and it is one of the most common names in the Vietnamese language. See, if I was at school in Vietnam and the teacher called out my name, then at least 17 people would put their hands up, including 10 boys. So I'm an engineer, right? And I've had this long email thread with a professor. And when I met him, he comes up to me and goes, I was expecting a man. And then I thought, I was expecting equal pay. And see how that works out. So I'm an engineer, a Vietnamese Australian one at that. And no, tonight I will be not doing your nails. I'll be doing that on Sunday at the salon. And if you talk and tell me about this gig, then I'll give you a 20% discount. But don't forget to tip. Look, I'm funny, not cheap, okay? Anyway, I'm here working on a research project funded by the Royal Academy of Engineering called Humanitarian Engineering. No, it's not human engineering, creating some type of solar-powered Frankenstein. No, humanitarian engineering is helping communities with low-cost tech solutions that supports their livelihood to solve the problems in underserved communities. Focusing on things like clean cooking, clean water, and access to energy. So when I tell people what I'm working on, sometimes they feel sad. Sad, yes. We talk about poverty, hunger, and natural disasters. Who wouldn't feel sad? So my work aims at giving people a better life. Why? Partly because I was given a better chance at life when I came to Australia. Many people don't know this, but I was conceived in a refugee camp. And I arrived in Australia as a banh mi in the oven. Fresh, spicy, smuggled in my mum's tummy to avoid the current tariffs. Look, I am really passionate about clean cooking, but what I'm talking about is not dirty dishes. What I mean is clean energy for cooking. Stoves that don't give you asthma when you cook it with your fried rice, and less explosive than my lactose intolerance. Now, this is a true story. In high school, I attempted to blow up my science lab twice. But I still got an A. It's okay. Now I work on designing clean energy systems for communities that are safe, sustainable, and most importantly, will not set your kitchen on fire. I call that growth. But what I'm most passionate about is when it comes to clean cooking, that almost half of the world population can't cook cleanly. Now, I know what you're thinking. Half the world population are men. But that's not what I mean. I can imagine my kids' faces right now as I tell them that their next barbecue dinner with hamburgers will be using dung in a man's kitchen. And honestly, hamburger patties kind of look a bit like cow dung patties. You wouldn't want to get those mixed up, no. So a lot of my work revolves around surveys and working with communities to understand their energy needs. So I was at a refugee camp and I was talking to 12 community leaders, asking them what was their energy needs. 11 of them were women, and they all said cooking was their most important energy need. And then there was this one guy, the only man in the group, and of course he was the chairman. He said, and he leaned closely and told me very seriously, electricity. And I asked him for what? He mentioned things like lighting, especially when it's dark, and things for agriculture, for pumping water. But most importantly was to watch Premier League football. So interestingly, after I painted all the committee members' nails on Sunday, I addressed the elephant in the room. You see, clean cooking gets 1% of all the funding in the global energy funding. And electricity gets billions. So there is a disparity. And women and children bear the brunt of this, spending hours collecting firewood and breathing in toxic smoke. Look, the decision makers are typically men. Men who think clean cooking is washing the tongs after flipping a burger. But hey, reality is that solution is not about the battle of the sexes. No. What we've done in research is combine both electricity and clean cooking. And so it went a little bit something like this. Meet Mr. Electric Pressure Cooker. He's hot. And then we introduced him to Miss Internet of Things Meter. She's smart. She can collect real-time energy data and send it to the cloud. And so the conversation went back and forth like this. What's cooking, good looking? And he replies, I'm just heating up for you. And then she replies quite naughtily, oh, every rise, I sense it. And so this is a match made in heaven. Spark the connection. And this IoT system allows potentially AI to reach the grid and everywhere to optimize the grid. But most importantly about this system is that it can connect clean cooking with global funding bodies that can tap into carbon energy markets. But besides all this cool tech and fuels that are new age, we cannot ignore the deeper issues of clean cooking, such as poverty, gender, inequality, and the lack of infrastructure. Many of these solutions need culturally sensitive and adaptation and training. You just can't hand somebody a clean cook stove and expect them to understand and give up their traditional way of cooking. I have witnessed personally someone taking a ceramic pot from a slow cooker, take it out of the case, and then put it on a regular stove on high heat to only have the ceramic pot smash into a million pieces. I'm looking at you, Mum. She's in the room. Shh. I love you, Mum. You know that. And then let's talk about clean cooking and the environment. Switching to cleaner clothes will reduce deforestation, which is great because we all need more boxes for Amazon Prime deliveries. Clean cooking exposes people to harmful pollutants, and by having clean cooking, we can reduce that. So people don't have the raspy lung cough of a vacuum cleaner. So the health implications are wide and varied. But the dream is that we can get to work with schools and community centres to bring clean, efficient cooking to communities and to refugee centres. And hopefully maybe by plane to underserved communities to make healthy, cleaner meals for everyone. So the take-home message tonight is that I am a Vietnamese Australian humanitarian engineer, a woman, that I do not cook, that I explode things. And I've now used that skill to help bring power to schools and community centres. Clean energy, clean cuticles. Saving the world, one clean cooker, one smart meter, and one manicure at a time. Now, if your stove explodes tonight, don't call me. Call Elon. He probably started. Thank you very much. Thank you.